back on the Duster. Last video we drug it out after a couple of years and still dusty. We didn't wash it, but we did do two things to it that were absolutely necessary. First is we added a sure grip. It's awful tough to launch if you don't got a sure grip posi or whatever open. Second of all, we added some gearing to it. We threw some 391s in it and did a couple of other things, corrected the speedometer with the gear. We're going to cover it all. Stick with us. I just put the front tires on regular car ramps, got jack stands under the axle, and then lift the body up a few inches using my engine hoist. And basically all I'm trying to do is get the car high enough that I can roll around without my shoulders hitting the floorboards. We just zip these off real quick. And we just pop this baby off. And then with any luck, these just slip right off. Then I use my 3/8 to give me a little bit more room inside there, 9/16 ratchet to take off these 5 bolts. Now let's see if we can get this axle out of here. It's got the green bearings, so there's really no adjustment on there. It's going to be just a little stubborn, isn't it? There we go. Looks like my sealer worked pretty good. It pretty much just dropped out of the center section. There, it's up against the center section. Just pull it out about 1 inch. That's all you really got to do to these. So now we just got to take off these 4 bolts that hold the strap on, that hold the drive shaft, and we'll just slide it down to the side. And then the 10 bolts that hold on the differential. Now if you do this just right, you put the jack right underneath of that center section, pull it out, it rests on that, and then you let the jack down and it'll stay balanced if you got a little bigger end one. And out she comes. There's the 323 open. So in recent times and months, I'm doing something that I should have been doing years ago to save frustration. I'm using a paint marker to mark everything. Good. I know it came out of my 76 Duster 323. Other than that, you get, like, for instance, 6 or 8 of these around, and 3 or 4 years later, it's like, which one was good? Which one had a bearing how? Which one have I driven? Which one haven't I not? That really helps. So here's the unit we're putting in. It's a 741 case. That's plenty strong, more than given credit for. 391 gear. Sure grip is the main thing. And I did put a new front seal in there so I don't get drippage out of my pinion yoke. Okay, so it means we're going to from 323s to 391s. I'm going to need a bigger speedometer gear to make my speedometer anyways as close as I can get to being accurate. This is the one that was in here. It's a 32 tooth, however you want to say it, setup. And I'm going to a 40. I bought it brand new off of eBay. Something else I want to tell you is that you got a mark here. Here you can see it better on this one. I'm going to go this one. It's cleaner. You got different teeth ranges, 32 to 38. This one here, you know, 38 to 45 or something, 39 to 45. And if you look right next to them, there's a mark. Here's the numbers, here's the mark. Not the clamping marks, the little mark. There's your numbers, there's the mark. You got a divot in your transmission housing. You just line that mark up with that, and then you know that you got it on the right tooth. So this one here was in between the 32 and 38 because it's a 32. This is a 40, so it's going to go between the 39 and 45. Tail shaft of your transmission housing, you just got one bolt, a 1/2 incher. You'll pull it out, you'll lose a little bit of transmission fluid, but swap gears, piece of cake. So this is what I'm talking about. I got that little line that comes down from the 39 to 45. And right here on my housing, I got the, I don't know, it's a little bump. You line up that line, and then that should let your clamp be lined up almost to perfection. That clamp's got to go inside those large imprints. The reason why I disconnected the speedometer cable and just the channel locks, they're never tight, is because I changed the position of this whole housing. I clocked it. So whenever you do a sure grip swap and you put the sure grip solution in there, you want to go out and do some figure eights to work that inside those clutches. So what I do is I just kind of do a U-ey this way and hold it, and I come right over here and I'll go back the other way just like so, and everyone thinks, you know, you're crazy, which they're not wrong. But I'll do this a few times before I go around a couple of blocks, and it's part of it. Now we're gonna check the speedometer. We're gonna go ahead and shoot up to about 50. Right about there. And we're almost dead on. Look at there, 50. So we're dead on. So I've worked very hard on this car not to spin even on regular raw street. I'm gonna see if it's still that way. It's got a sure grip, but we got a lot more gear now. Let's just try. So where we're starting at in the 8th mile was, its best was a 8:19. That's the best it ever done. And I think the best quarter mile was 12:80. Yeah. I'm not sure. 83, 86, something. We'll call it somewhere 380 something. How about that? And that's kind of where we're starting. And that's with a 323 gear and a stock, that's factory stock, torque converter. Also, the engine that's in here is basically a stock 360. You still got the, you know, the dished pistons in it that go down like that. You know what I'm talking about. All 360s had them. And the cam lift is like a, I think it's 427 intake, 455 exhaust, 204 at 50 duration for the intake. I forget the exhaust. So it's less, it's a less cam than a stock 340 cam or 364 barrel cam. What else can I tell you? Oh, the only thing we done to it was we bolted on a set of Speedmaster heads out of the box. $700 on Black Friday, shipped to my door. So that's really the whole gist of it. And now you know the rest of the story.